Tuesday, 22nd of July, you're back in business with me, Harsha Subramaniam. Real estate investment trusts or REITs were touted as a game changer for the real estate sector. However, developers now say the tax structure is unfavorable. To discuss what this means for the sector, I'm joined by Nayan Raheja, Executive Director, Raheja Developers. I'm also joined by Bloomberg TV India's Prerna Badua. Prerna, let me come to you first. What are developers saying, and what's the Finance Ministry seeking to tweak the structure?
Well, that's right. Even after the Finance Minister had called in for a conducive tax structure for real estate investment trust, there are several issues that are critical and needs to be addressed. We've learned that the Finance Ministry has sought a note from the industry body on REIT's tax structure, and clarity has been sought as far as stamp duty, which is applicable on every unit purchase. Now, the Finance Ministry is working towards simplifying the tax structure on REITs. Remember, stamp duty is applicable in the range of 5 to 14%, and this varies in every state. There are other tax hurdles as well. Capital gains tax, which is at 20% in long-term capital gains tax. As far as there is also a minimum alternate tax burden. As far as dividend distribution tax is concerned, REITs will attract a 15% tax on this. It's a double whammy for investors as well. Interest income will be taxed at 33% for resident Indians. So all these tax treatment has to be addressed, and for which the Finance Ministry has sought the recommendations from the industry as well. As far as developers are concerned, they were gearing up to list their units under REITs before the budget, but now what we've learned that the developers are holding their plans and will look at listing their units under REITs at least till next budget. What they believe is that they are forming up their plans and will only look at listing REITs post SEBI's final notification. Also, developers are waiting tax clarity, as capital gains tax and dividend distribution tax are potential losses. Remember, private equity giant Blackstone, in a JV with a Bangalore-based Embassy Group, has been gearing up for listing their units under REITs. They have about 20 million square feet of commercial assets. They are looking to double up their portfolio to 40 million square feet. Also talking about DLF, they have the most liquid assets with a total portfolio size of 30 million square feet. They are also of the view that it will take at least 1 year for them to go ahead with their plans. Back to you.
Sure. Thanks, Prerna, for that. Nayan Raheja joins us on this conversation. Nayan, thanks so much for joining us on Bloomberg. Last week, when I spoke to a few developers, before the budget, some of the developers said REITs was the biggest thing. After the budget, they said it's a welcome announcement. What's the problem now?
Well, there is still no clarity in terms of the draft that has come out, and there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered in terms of the tax structure, as Prerna rightly pointed out. So we still maintain that it's a welcome step, and it has a huge potential of being able to list maximum amount of inventory in the market, and which can probably even run up to a market cap of maybe 70 to 80,000. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead. I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. So which even has the potential of listing about having a market cap of 70 to 80,000 crore in the coming 1 year. So I think once all the clarifications are made in terms of taxation, I think we'll be good to go.
Sure. I have heard Prerna talk about three things: stamp duty, MAT, capital gains. Are these the issues, or what's the clarity that you're seeing from the government and from SEBI?
No, as she rightly pointed out, these are some of the pointers. I think there are even some other pointers which probably need to be clarified. One of them being that what is the exposure that a REIT can take in a single real estate entity, because I think that's also going to be a very important aspect. How otherwise, if all the 100% of the money is going to be invested into one developer, or will it be invested into an entire portfolio? So even there's some clarity that even needs to be given over there, as well as some other pointers.
Sure. What's the next step then, Nayan? Are you in discussions with the government? Has the government sought clarification from developers? Are there conversations going on?
Yes, as part of NAREDCO, there are discussions and there are sort of recommendations that have been made to the government, and it'll be the best if it is as the Modi government promised, minimum governance, maximum governance and minimum government. So that would be the best in the long term.
Sure. So if I take into account what you're saying, by when do you think the REIT listing can become a reality?
I think let the final draft come out, and once I think that is there, I don't think it will take probably another 1 month for everybody to sort of gear up and understand, what are the next steps that should be taken. But one of the most important things that is that we should not make the same mistakes, and as a recommendation of the government that have been made in the past, The SEZ policy came in with a lot of fanfare into India, and there were so many people who actually jumped onto the bandwagon and sort of appreciated. And later on, a MAT was added on at a later stage, which made most of the people delist, and SEZ became a disaster after that. So the government should not repeat the same mistakes it has done in the past, and make it tax friendly and make it investor friendly. At the end of the day, so it becomes usable, and the dream of the investor, who right now has to invest, let's say 30-40 lakh rupees to probably own a shop or office space, a small size unit, can probably even should be able to enter and own a piece, with just maybe investment of 3 lakhs, 4 lakh rupees.
Nayan Raheja, we leave it.